fatal heart impacts, past painful scars. In fact, I blast tasteful bars and pass. I back up my actions, fact don't ask, grab reactions, jacked attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose, pick a new silver excuse. I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember, you're discreet out. Get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Show here, and now, in the last part, we had Deku, and quite a bit of things did happen. Now, in the last part, Deku, while the heroes and villains were fighting against each other, wanted to sneak into the villain's base and try to find any information on his parents. If they were being held somewhere or if they were murdered. Deku, he wasn't prepared for what he found, however. All for One turned his parents into villains. Now, this was quite surprising to Deku. Deku tried to confront his parents and knock some sense into both of them. However, they both ended up beating Deku into a pulp. And Deku was taken to a hospital where, after evidence was found of him being in the HLA, he was soon transferred over to Tartarus prison. Now, we actually do have about a few weeks later, where Deku, he's currently in his jail cell, and he's being monitored by guards. As you do even have the number one hero, All Might. Now, All Might, back during the attack, he was struck very hard in the head by Miruko. However, he did survive just with a very bad concussion, along with even a skull fracture. And this was actually something that was unexpected from the villains. They believe that All Might was dead during that attack. However, the fact that he does still live does annoy All for One. Now, Deku, in this amount of time, he has been trying to just piece everything together. And many different people, they've been told they have yet to be able to see the boy. As you actually have today, where Deku, he gets his first visitors as they do walk into a room. As we do currently see Deku, him being restrained in his straitjacket, and his wings, they're actually put in a metal cage, if you do want to call it that. Along with it, there are at least 4 guards with guns trained on Deku. Now, Deku, he does just look at everybody, as there's All Might, Mr. Aizawa, and even Mr. Nezu. The 3 men are both sitting in the room, and they're just staring across the glass to Deku. Young man, you've done quite a terrible thing. Have I now? Yes, you have. I can't believe you were one of my students. I was your best. I would hate to admit that. Young man, young Takami, this has to be a misunderstanding. The evidence must be falsified. All Might, we both know that evidence is concrete. Yes, All Might, it's no point in trying. I at least thought we could get him to say something. I haven't said a word yet, and I won't say anything. What I know is what I know, and nothing any of you try to do to me will even help. You could try torture. I doubt that would work. High pain tolerance. You know, from being trained by my parents. I see. Young man, are you still hung up about... Yes, I am. However, this is pretty bad. You two have no idea what they're capable of. And you, Mr. Nezu, I highly doubt you'd be able to at least handle one of them in a fight. A battle of wit, yes, my parents aren't very bright. However, physical power, you will fail. You will shatter like glass. Aizawa, you couldn't handle my mom. She's too fast for your eyes to catch up with. And even my dad's feathers, he would have you taken down in a heartbeat. However, you, All Might. I'm aware of your time limit. What? Now, All Might, he does hear that and get kind of surprised. All Might quickly buffing down. As he does just think. That's right. Ha. Listen, you three. I am willing to make a deal. However, it will come with many things. People will come here one day. People will break into this place. Not just for me. I'm assuming the city, All for One had. The battle happened in. It's already been taken over, right? No more are lining the streets and heroes are just laying down their lives for nothing. They're fighting and they're dying. Crime will rise and this world will be exactly what All for One does want it to be. Chaos. However, all I have to do is say the word to certain people and more people will rise up to fight. That's what we do. We are common people. And that's what we wish for. That's all we ever want to do. Use our powers. Young man, you've been brainwashed. And not the same way your parents have. There we go, comparing me to my parents again. Do you know what that's like, Mr. Aizawa? Being compared to two different pro heroes your entire life? What do you mean? My parents have been top-ranking heroes since before I was born. And do you have any idea what that's like? Oh, you're their kid, you must be their kid. You must be so much like your mom, you must be so much like your dad. That's exactly what I've been hearing. Every single day on repeat. However, I'm not brainwashed. The army, they see me as what I am. Myself. The fact that I'm their kid, yeah, that's an added benefit. But they don't care about that. People see me as Izuku, not the son of Hawks and Miruko. That's all I ever was to people. But I doubt either of you could understand that. What makes you say that? Well, for starters, from what I understand, All Might, you don't have anyone in your family who is a pro hero. And Mr. Aizawa, you don't either, right? In fact, we would have been famous, you would have been heard of. You're the son of this hero, you're the son of that hero. But you're not. It's quite simple. I'm sick and tired of trying to live with everyone's expectations of me. So I chose to do what I could. I spread my wings and set myself free. That's what I did. Look where I am now, though. Now, they do listen to Deku. In a strange way, he does make sense. Deku, the way he sees it, society, they pressured him to be a pro hero. They pressured him to follow in his parents' footsteps. Two astonishingly powerful people had a kid together. And the expectations of both parents were pushed onto this kid as a child. He dealt with that for years, and eventually he just had enough. It does seem logical to them. But even then, that's no excuse. You can't just go doing this because you're sick and tired of it. That's not how it works. Now, Deku, he does watch as they all do leave. And he's carted away back to his cage. As we actually will cut over with the the MLA. Why do I keep saying H? The Hisisa Sakai, that's why I'm thinking of them. Anyways, that's why I keep saying H. There we go. Now, we cut back over to the Liberation Army. As people have been arguing back and forth. And many things have been happening. currently 2 of their agents are still at UA. And that's exactly the problem. Right now, Izuku is in prison. And the top 2 ranking heroes, or 2 of the top ranking heroes, they're currently, with the villains. Nothing played out the way it was supposed to that night, all because of the Takami family. Now, Redestro, he's quite aware as to why All For One did this to Deku. Deku stopped that guy, and that must have been bad. A scheme to kill All Might, from what he may have understood. Using an artificial creature called a Nomu. That's where everything stems back to. If they didn't interfere and stop those documents from being taken, the Takamis wouldn't be in the place they are right now. However, at the same time, that could have been bad for them as well. They had no way of knowing what could have happened then. And that's just it. Would it have gone the same way? Would All Might have been taken down and them getting stuck with the villains? This doesn't make sense to them at all. And they're all just trying to think. If they can get this sorted out soon, then they can start planning to break into Tartarus. At least that's what Todoroki is thinking. Since she's had a difficult time trying to deal with everything. She saw how it all played out. Deku getting beaten to a pulp by his mother, and then carted off to jail. She was freaking out, and she had to actually be held down to the floor to stop her from trying to get out there. Otherwise, she could have been arrested as well. Now, she did even watch as Endeavor he was on scene, and he did want to say a few words into the camera, since his daughter might be listening. Now, Deku, he does just wait. He knows they'll be here. If they aren't here soon, then he knows for a fact All For One is coming here. Personally. He must be. And by then, it would already be too late. He'd have his quirk taken or he would be killed. So the fact that he's still here is very good. Now, well, Deku, he's trying to at least keep an awareness on the situation. He does make sure to try and keep things up. His cell is quite simple. He has a bed in the corner, and he's got reinforced steel walls lining each panel of his cell. Right now, not even a tank could probably put a dent in the wall. And that's exactly what you would expect from the highest rated prison, well, in Japan at least, if not one of the top ranking ones in the world. This place is designed for people exactly like Muscular, or even All Might if he were to have turned bad. And that's what Deku does think about. If a guy like All Might did ever turn evil, could he break out of Tartarus prison? It's an interesting theory. All Might, he's, well, a literal demigod, if you do have to put it into terms. And the idea of him being so weak, that's what Deku does try and find an idea about. That he just spend his time occupied with. Along with he's trying to exercise and think of ways to escape. As All For One, his march on Japan does continue. And the heroes, they're trying to throw everything they got at the villains. And there is even the Meta Liberation Army, who they've at least issued orders very, very simple. Retreat for now and stay undercover. If any of them do run into heroes, keep themselves concealed. Only whenever things get vital will something be released. A specialized phrase. And whenever that phrase does get said, they may all take actions against heroes in large numbers. Then and only then can they truly go on with Liberation Day? Now, with that being said, there actually is Todoroki, who she is actually very annoyed. They're not breaking Deku out of prison just yet. She wanted to do it while he was being transported, but even then, heroes were heavily monitoring him in case they tried anything. It was no use. So what are they going to do? They need to get in there somehow. And, well, this simple thing. It's just insane. Now, this is what Todoroki just think, as she's sitting down in Deku's room and looking over everything. It's weird. They've only spent a short while here, in this, well, hospital. However, it already did begin to start feeling like somewhat of a little bit of a home. Sure, they could do whatever they want. They can go to movies, go out to video games, or do anything like that. But they just spent a lot of time here together, watching movies and TV, and even just trying to make memories. They talked, relaxed, and exercised a lot. It's all they really did do. And Todoroki, she's actually very emotional about it. She feels like she just lost somebody important, and it hurts. She wants to go at Tartarus prison, using all of her power. However, that is kind of surprising to everybody. But then again, it does make sense. Todoroki would break the promise to herself to never use Endeavor's fire, just to help Deku. And that shows exactly how much she does care. It's kind of insane to some people. And even Redestro, he does see it as a part of her awakening and liberating. And he does want to encourage her. He's told her a few things and given her a few simple details. If she believes that she can assemble a good plan, he will allow her to execute it. However, he has to go over everything with their people. And if it doesn't go good at all, then they will not allow it to happen. Now, this is actually where Todoroki, she does have a few things in mind. As she does make a phone call. Now, we do actually cut over to Momo and Tenya Ida, as both of them were currently in the UA dorms and talking with one another. It's quite weird to both of them. Right now, they're just staying hidden. Momo herself is kind of intrigued by everything. The whole All Might thing, and then there's actually Ida, who he was starting to grow impatient with the whole promise of Stain not being fulfilled. However, whenever Momo did receive a phone call from an unknown number, she did go to answer it. Hello? Hello. Todoroki? Yeah, it's me. Listen, I need help. What is it? I have heard about everything. I've seen the news. Are you okay? I'm fine. We need to get him out. What? You're insane. You can't break into Tartarus. Of course I can. You're talking about a super prison for villains. I'm no. And you want to break in there? Yes, I do. If I can't, then I won't get him back. Momo, he means a lot to me. Please. I need your help. Now, Momo, she's kinda confused. However, she does somewhat agree. She'll see if she can find something using her own resources. And if Redestro, he does at least know something or learn something new, please let her know. Alright, fine. Perfect. Okay, we'll be in contact with you soon. Now, With that being said, she does also make another phone call. Now, the person on the other end of the line, they do pick up the phone, as we actually do have Mineta. Hello? Who is this? Mineta, it's me. Todoroki? Yeah, listen, I need your help. Do you need my help? Yes. Listen, it's about Izuku. You want to break him out, don't you? Hmm? Yes, how did you know? I assumed you would have. Listen, right now is not really a good time to talk. Is this number going to contact you at? Yes, it is. Okay, I'll call you later. Now, Mineta would quickly hang up the phone. As you do have where he does close it, and he's standing there with two different people. He's standing there with Miruko and Hawks. As inside of the room, everybody, they're all just standing around. And Toga just asked Mineta exactly who was that. No, it's nobody. Just some people who think they can break a little pro hero out of prison. Wait, are you talking about the Takami guy? Yes, I am. They want my help. I would be happy to help them. However, that would just make things a little bit easier, wouldn't it? I don't know. I mean, these two, they're basically normal, right? Deku, or Mineta, actually bring his hand up and looking at these two, as he does just talk about how he's not really too sure with them. They don't really remember anything. Now, the two are just staring at everyone blankly, as they do just stand there. This being where Toga does ask Mineta if he really does plan to help them or not. Maybe. I could get them to a certain point. I could even not participate at all. Maybe I could get them involved in a bit of a setup. That would be interesting. I'll have to plan out from there. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed. Have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.